everybody, how y'all doing? Barbecue Joe here. Welcome to the backyard. We're actually doing everything from the backyard tonight. So let's start off with our first item on the grill tonight, which is, what do we got? We've got ourselves some pork chops, known as the Outlaws. Now these Outlaws are named appropriately because they're so good that they should be locked up in jail for a long time. So we're calling it the Outlaw. It gets away with murder. Every time it's served to somebody, they eat this thing that's so good, they just can't even believe it. So it's the Outlaw. And we're going to put it in jail. Matter of fact, it's been in solitary confinement all night, so it was in jail there. And now we're going to put it on the grill behind me. That's going to be in jail for a while. And then it's going to go on somebody's plate, it's going to be eaten, and then it'll be in somebody's stomach, and I guess that's jail too. So there you have it. So what do? This is a real simple marinade. The simpler the better, because just like if you're on the Old West, if you're out there in the Old West, you're going to keep it simple. This is called the Smokehouse Maple, and all it is onion, garlic, maple syrup, red pepper, orange peel, paprika. It's just got a bunch of stuff, and then they smoke it with a maple kind of seasoning flavor, and it just gives it a lot of zip and zap. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely a great little, it's made by Grill Mates. It's great. I'm going to have something similar probably once I actually get my line of spices, rubs, and sauces out. But for now, that's what it is. So I put that all over the top of it. I put 4 shots of rum. I like rum on it, mixed with that. And then I put a little bit of black pepper on top. That's how simple it is. So we've already put some black pepper on this. So I'm just kind of displaying that. In the marinator, that's what it's got now. The sauce, or the finishing glaze, we're going to call this a finishing glaze with these pork chops, okay? The Outlaws are actually, what we do is we take the juice from the rum that's in there, and we pour it into our sauce pot, and then we actually mix in with it a combination of blue agave and a little bit of maple syrup. So this is about 3 ounces, and so this is going to finish this off because I did mix this is the blue agave that I did put the maple syrup in with it. So you got both. Some coming out, so I'll actually finish that off in a minute. As you can see, then we just move it around. I like to put a little bit of black pepper in it. Really, it's that simple. That's all we do. We're going to put that on here in about 10 minutes. Now let's talk about the wood chips. The wood chips are special tonight because when you're talking about pork, remember, peach and the pork. So the peach wood is my favorite with any kind of pork loin or a pork chop. And I actually like ribs phenomenally. Okay, so big wood chunks is what I like. All I have is some wood chips back there. We are using the really nice Barbecue Joe style quality wood chunks and wood chips, and that's what we're going to have on the grill tonight. The peach is the way to go. Now you can also, let's just make a note of this, plum is really good. Hickory is good if you want it to be a little heavier. This is a sweet meat. Remember, the pig. You can put a suit on a pig, but it's still a pig. Pig is sweet meat, and the loin is very sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to sweeten it up a little bit with this maple syrup, with this finishing glaze, and what marinated in, which was the rum and this smokehouse maple. So that's what we're doing. It's a great little recipe. It'll make anybody that you serve it to feel like they're special. So go ahead and make it for them. Make them feel special. You're going to love it. You're going to feel special. We're going to go ahead and we'll be grill side momentarily. So we are doing a Malbec. Malbecs are really nice. Now this one's called Mafinca, and Mafinca is a really nice little red Malbec. It's a blend. That's what we got here. And I can smell the oak. It says oak aged, so it's aged in oak barrels. The color's a little bit on the lighter side, like a dark rosé almost. And the legs are long and thin. taste that oak in there. I would say, just to give you my view on it, it's really good. It's medium body, and it's going to go good with this pork. It's got a little bit of sweet going on it. It's nice. It's really nice. So anyway, this is the $8 to $10 price range. There you have it. So we're grill side, and we're going to clean these grates off. We'll move that over there. On this side, right here, we're going to have our pork, and next to the pork over here, we're going to have our yellow squash. Okay, so now we got that clean. It's been doing that for about 10 minutes. A little bit of that. Olive oil or a little bit of ham for the grill will be all you need. We're going to go ahead and toss these babies on. We're going to keep it down at around 350, 380. Got to cook this thoroughly. Remember, it's pork. Oh my goodness, those are pretty. Those are some good looking pork chops. This stuff should be going to jail. That's why it's called the Outlaw. And it always ends up in jail. Good guy always wins. And that's you and me, the people that are eating it. Okay, we got some serious grill marks on these. Beautiful grill marks. A little crisscross. Looks really good. And so we are rocking. Now I'm going to show you what I do here. Is the yellow squash. You just cut her down the middle. It's really soft, so you don't have to worry about making it really hard or something. So you just get a nice cut down the middle, and then you score it. And I score it so that the olive oil kind of infuses inside a little bit and gives it a little bit of a crispy kind of finish. You know? There you have it. Some people can put stuff on top of it other than olive oil, but I just stick a little olive oil right on top. Put them back together like that, and I'll stick it on like this and get the outside, and then I'll separate them and they'll cook on the inside as well. Then I'll cook my homemade scalloped potatoes that Grandma Frankie makes. They're famously fantastic. Everybody loves them. That's my mother. She taught me how to make scalloped potatoes, so she gets credit for those as a primal side, and this primal side here, I get credit for it because it's an Italian squash, and I saw that in Italy, loved it, like the way the Italians make their squash, and I just kind of give it a little bit of flair by putting it on the grill. There you have it. Finishing glaze, just warming it up a little bit, and again, this glaze can be at the table. Some people like to add a little bit more glaze to it at the end, and some people don't. These are just about 10 minutes away, and I usually wait till about 10 minutes before when I put on my glaze. So I want smoke infusion for the first part of the grilling. But we're close enough now. Got a little bit of that on. Put that over here again. There you have it. The inspiration for pork comes out of my love of pork and beans. Together, they're a great meal. And that's where you get pork and beans, actually. Pork and beans is something that you put beans, pork inside of the beans, and it becomes a meal. And if you really are on the open range, maybe that's all you have. I think it's time for a little delish taste. What do you think, huh? How about that? As I cut into this, my dog starts moving closer to me. And yeah, they're almost finished. So we'll go ahead and cut into it. He's going to give this little bitty piece on the end. Got a little bit of fat on it. I'm going to take that little guy right there. It's still a little red. It's not quite ready. But it's sure. That is what's got serious zip and zap, fantastically flavorful flavonoids out of the ass. That is got some serious flavonoids going on. That just is just amazing. You're gonna love this one. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit more finishing glaze on now. A little finishing glaze on the back side of that. How about that? Oh man, does that smell good. Turn it over. We'll do a little finishing glaze on it on this side too. That's just going to give it something different, you know. It's going to really kick it up a few notches. It's got some really beautiful score marks on those. And we're going to take a picture of that because it's so beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful sight. That is what you might see in a really modern museum. You know, you'd see that in a museum. It's so good looking. A lot of them. This one is from the new book. The Outlaws is going to be in the new book again. It's going to be a character in the book. Every one of my recipes are associated with a character. The Barbecue Joe Chronicles. Grab yourself a copy. Amazon.com or my website, bbqjoe.com, barnesandnoble.com, bn.com. Worldwide, there's a lot of websites over in Europe now that are carrying the book. So if you're catching this from somewhere in Europe, you know, as we say in Germany, since it is October, starting to on Saturday, I will say make sure that you guten essen, which means good food and eat. I actually represent a company out of Copenhagen, Denmark now. They're called Comendo, and they're the company that I represent for technology. And we're going to be down at the Jack Daniel's Invitational Barbecue. 60 teams from across the world will be there, and I'll be down there doing an episode of the show. I've been invited to come down. It should be a lot of fun with all the people from all the food channels and all the other grilling enthusiasts will be down there, including myself. So glad you joined me again. Looking forward to seeing you. If you're going to be down in Lynchburg, Tennessee, where Jack Daniel's is made, then I really do look forward to seeing you down there.